Okay, this is the leftover roasted chicken that we had dinner yesterday with. And there's what I cooked it for a couple hours. And then it's been on the front porch, so it's been kind of cold. So the fat all solidified right here. So first of all, I'm going to take a spoon with holes in it and get rid of that fat that's floating on there. See that fat? I don't particularly want a lot of fat in my chicken soup. I'll throw that away in my compost, not my compost, but in my plastic bag, and I'm going to get the rest of this fat right here. Little fat right there, little fat right there. Okay, now there's not much else fat left there, so it's pretty good. And now, that's nice juice in there, that's chicken broth. So now what I'll do is I'll stand here, and I will take pieces out like this, and I will put all the meat in here. Nice. Meat. White meat, brown meat, whatever you like. If you only like the white meat, only do the white meat. If you like both, do both. No bones, no fat, just the white meat, and it's so tender now from being cooked like that, boiled after being roasted. So I'll do this until I get all the meat off the bones. Let me get a bowl for my bones. Okay, come on. Yeah, dirty hands. Okay, okay. Put the bones in there, and put the meat in there. Okay, and I'll do this with the whole thing. Okay, I didn't get a lot of chicken, but I got enough chicken. So I got that much chicken and that much waste. See, I could have taken more of this off, but that's okay. I'll leave that for my crows. I'll throw that out in the driveway, and the crows will come and eat every bit of it. They'd love it. And now, when I have my juice left, I have the juice. To make sure there's no bones in the juice, I run my fingers through it like this, and make sure there's no bones in that. There's nothing worse than eating chicken soup when you come across a bone. Okay, so there's no bones, and I can feel there are no bones. So now I can dump all my chicken, or you can save some chicken for chicken salad sandwiches if you want, but I'm going to put the whole rest of the chicken back in the pan right there, and then I'm going to add probably, more water. I'll rinse this bowl out and use the water, that nice, tasty water from here, right into there. I think I'll have a little more. And because I'm on my low-carb diet, which I've started this morning, I'll post that next week. I'm going to lose 5 pounds in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, so that's my goal. I'm going to take this. I'm going to start making my soup. I discovered that lentils have 11 grams of fiber, and total carbohydrates are 20. That means there are 9 grams of carbohydrates in a quarter of a cup of dry. So we're going to use lentils because they're very low carb. We're going to use onion, celery, garlic. Yes, it looks like it's going to seed. I probably ought to put it in the ground. And I just picked some Swiss chard out of my window box downstairs. You can grow Swiss chard in a window box all winter long. And it's fresh and healthy. And then I'm going to also add some green beans that I took out of my freezer. They've been there since 2009. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7 years. But they were in these sealed bags, these that I put them up when I grew my garden, food saver bags, and they weren't compromised, so they still look pretty good. So we're going to put these in there too. So now we'll turn our chicken and our broth on with our water, put it on high, and we'll slice up some onion. Oh, let's put the lentils in first. Okay, so let's put, it says a quarter of a cup. I'm going to actually measure this, believe it or not. I'm going to use a half cup of lentils because I want it a little thicker. I want to be able to be full not only with protein but with the lentil protein because this has fiber, so lentils. Alrighty. I have no idea how this is going to taste, but hey, you put garlic, onion, and And then at the end, I'm going to put some Cabot sour cream in there. It'll be delicious. Onion. Little pieces. This is chicken, chicken, chicken. Protein, protein, low carb. Filling. I'll be eating this for the rest of the week. Okay, enough onion. Celery, we clean up the celery. Celery. Get these guys out. Compost. Garlic. Once garlic cooks, it loses its flavor. But it's very good for you anyway, so I'm going to put it in there. Garlic. That's why when I make my breakfast, I add the garlic at the very last minute so it's not cooked, so I can actually taste the garlic. Chop it up in the soup. Oops. Stems and all. Got lentil, Swiss chard, chicken, chicken broth, with onion, garlic, and now celery. Delicious. Looking pretty good. Those lentils will be wonderful. Okay. My favorite lady, Mrs. Dash. We'll add some Mrs. Dash, salt-free. These beans are older than my grandkids. Okay, I'm just going to put the whole thing in there, just like my green beans. Now I better cut them up. You can kind of cut them when they're frozen. Now we'll let it cook for about an hour. Stir it. Hopefully the lentils will get bigger and fill in. It's all done. The lentils are cooked. The chicken. Now, there's no salt in it, so it needs salt. Instead of using salt, I'm going to put some my favorite, make it a little creamy. Instead of having a clear broth, I'm going to have cream. I'm going to use the French Cabot French onion dip. I'm going to put a scoop of this in there. It'll give it a little kick. It'll also add a little salt to it and a little creaminess. Now you got a creamy chicken soup. If you wanted it clear, you could eat it clear. You're going to need some salt and pepper though with it. Okay. So there's my chicken soup. Get a little bowl of, should hardly be any carbs in this at all. There's lunch.